Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year. Is it
Happy New Year.
Thank,
Christmas?
yeah, thanks for joining once again. Really appreciate it.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Let me get my
Mm,
things sorted.
Yeah, not many big
Yeah.
personalities answer talk less of joining us multiple times. I really appreciate you for that.
No, it's all
Singular
good, bro.
personality.
It's all good. I enjoyed the last one. So I'm at work now, so I've got about half an hour. I've got to go back to work
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
shortly.
Yeah, that's same. That's same. So how was 2023 for you? You happen to be on set with a lot of icons.
How was it?
Yeah, I was 2023 for you.
It was good, man. It was good. I was busy. I was very busy. I got to do some really cool events and interview some amazing people across different sports. So football, boxing, tennis, cricket, athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good fun, man. It was good fun, and I guess I'm blessed to be in a position where my job allows me to yeah, interview successful athletes. But it was fun. It was busy, but it was fun. Not work,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
fun. It was fun.
I mean, for our podcast, we have to say like you're one of our highlights
Yeah.
of the
Oh,
year.
wicked.
Having you on board was like a big deal for us.
Oh, wicked, man. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And also like I think seeing you every time after watching you on YouTube every time after the match on Fiverr podcast, sometimes on PR Sports is also a privilege. You know, sometimes when we lose and we watch you guys just talk about the football club, I think it excites us and it
Yes.
means a lot to us. So really appreciate you coming
No,
in.
no,
To
thank
Arsenal's
you very much.
recent performances, what do you think about the key players for their contributions this season? What do you think about their contribution this season?
Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal
That's
players, the performances and their
um I don't think we've really got into our full rhythm yet. I think there's been some definite tactical changes this season. Mikel Arteta has made some tactical changes this year. It seems like he has replaced the fast-paced, energetic, pressing, 100 miles an hour tactic with more controlled possession, patient approach. He must think that that is going to, over the course of the season, prove more successful.
yeah.
There's an argument that, you know, 3 quarters into the season last year, Arsenal burnt out. They burnt
Yeah.
out, and they maybe the energetic fast starts in the first half of the season. It caught up with them in the second half of the season. So he might have decided that this season we're going to play the long game, and maybe the football isn't going to be as exciting. Maybe the football isn't going to be as fast. But actually, over 38 games, he may think that this new tactic is going to prove successful. Look, we're currently now fourth in the Premier League, a few points off the top. I think the two defeats against Fulham and West Ham were big blows,
Yeah.
really big blows. What now is that they've given themselves very little room for error. I think Arsenal can only probably afford now one more defeat in the league. I think they can afford, and you got half a season, one defeat. Boy, that's a
That's a
that's a
lot.
lot. So I think one more defeat, and I think it will be done for Arsenal. I don't think it's quite done yet, but Liverpool are looking good. City are getting into their groove. And look, things can change. We could be speaking this time next month, and Arsenal could be top again.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
is
Yeah,
that
Things can
close?
change.
yeah.
Yeah, it's close, man. So I don't think it's terminal, but I think Arsenal have to fix up quick because I think they're in the last chance saloon at the moment.
Okay. Let's quickly introduce our friend and our partner, Fatu. Is joining us as well. So
Fatio, big up yourself, bro. Big up.
Good afternoon. Hi.
Afternoon. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thanks.
He's an Arsenal fan as well, and
Good man, good
we've
man,
been on the podcast together for a while now. That's
good
awesome.
man.
Yeah. So you worked with England national team, like interviewed a couple of their star players. What was it like interviewing them and working with them and their chances in the summer for the Euros?
Well, interviewing them first, it was good. Yeah, so Channel 4 here in the UK have the broadcasting rights to the England games up until the Euros. So there's two more games against Belgium and Brazil. I think they're friendlies in March and April. In March. And yeah, the Kelly Summers, who's the usual reporter for Channel 4 for the England games, she had a baby. So she was away on maternity leave. So Channel 4 asked me to come in and step in for those two games, and it was great. I enjoyed it, man. I mean, it's interesting because the two games England played against Macedonia and Malta,
Malta.
everything about that week was amazing, except for the games.
They're boring.
Oh man, the games were awful, man. But everything else was really, really fun. It was really good. I got to sit down with Gareth Southgate, interviewed him 3 times over the week. And I like interviewing Gareth Southgate because he's always honest. He always fronts up. I know here in the UK, a lot of people, don't like him. They think he's a loser. They think he's too soft. They
Yeah.
think he's the reason England can't win anything. And to some degree, I understand that, but I just don't agree. I think Gareth Southgate's done a really good job. I think like I say, he always fronts up. He's always honest. Is he the guy to kind of bring England a trophy? Maybe not, but I think he's earned the right to at least finish his tenure at this Euros coming up this season. If he doesn't win the Euros, I think he'll leave either way. Personally, if he wins it, I think he'll go. If he doesn't win it, I think he'll go. So I think this will be his last tournament, regardless. But I think if you can't win a tournament, even with the progression he's made, if he can't win a tournament with this will be his fourth, right? He's done the World Cup. This will be his fourth or third.
I think it is the third.
2 World Cups and 2 Euros.
Yeah.
Come 2021.
Two World Cups?
No, I think it's one World Cup.
In Russia. No, in Russia World
Cup.
Cup. Who was the manager?
Russia and
World Cups.
It was Southgate in Russia,
Russia,
right?
yes.
Okay, so 2 World Cups and 2 Euros. I think if you can't get the team over the line in 4 attempts, I think maybe it's time to move on. A bit like presidencies. I don't think you should have more than 2 or 3 terms. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To make your impact. So I'm a Southgate supporter, but I think this should be his last competition. But it was a pleasure working with them. In terms of their chances, I think for England it has to be now semi-final minimum. I think anything less than semi-final is a failure. Some would argue final. I'd probably say final, but I think final should be the target. I think semi-final isn't. If you get to semis and losing the semis, because you've got to look at it like this: are there 3 better teams in Europe than England? Probably not. Probably not. So
maybe just France.
I think it's just France. So when you look at it like that, maybe Portugal. When you look at it like that, there's only 1 or 2 teams. So therefore, the last 4 of the semi-final, that should be the minimum. That's got to be the minimum. It gets to the final and you lose. Okay, depending on how you lose, that can happen. You can lose in a final, cool. But I think England should be looking at the finals target. They've got the squads. I mean, I think they've got the manager to do it, but other people disagree. They've got some great talent. Defensively, I think they're still weak. In midfield, I think they look okay. Up top, they're fire. I think man for man, France have probably just got a better squad, but it's close. It's close.
Okay. Before we go into the next question, Fatih, do you have any questions to ask him?
I think you already answered the question I wanted to ask him. I was going to ask him after our last 2 defeats to West Ham, what do you think are our chances for winning the title, the Premier League title?
Yeah, slim now. I think with not impossible, but I think the problem Arsenal have is that Liverpool are top now and they're kind of in the groove.
Seriously.
Man City they're not losing any players to AFCON or the Asia Cup. They've got De Bruyne and Haaland coming back into the team now, and they're only a few points behind. Their first half of the season was their worst first half of any season under Pep Guardiola, and they're still close to the top. So if that's their bad period gone, everyone's in trouble. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think for Arsenal, it's going to be very difficult. And like I said, Arsenal now put themselves in a position whereby they kind of have to be perfect now. They have to be pretty much perfect between now and the end of the season. Up front, it's not working. Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. There's not enough goals there for me.
No connection.
So there's no connection. There's no link up. If you look at Mane, Salah for Liverpool 2-3 years ago, individually they were brilliant players, but as a threesome, they weren't. They were a team as a threesome.
Yeah, they bounced off each other.
Yeah, with our front three, you've got three brilliant players, but they never seem to link up. You never see the three of them linking up. I think if Arsenal win the title, this is my view, and I said it on Forever Arsenal last week. The only way I see Arsenal win the title now, because I don't think they won't sign a striker. I'll be stunned if they were trying a striker. The only way they win a title this season now is if they go the other way. They have to be defensively amazing. So if you can't outscore teams scoring 3, 4, 5 goals, you haven't got the firepower of Liverpool or of Man City, you have to keep clean sheets. So you have to be getting 5 out of 7 games clean sheets. You have to be defensively amazing. That's how you win a title. 1-0s, 2-1s, 2-0s. Do you know what I mean? That's for me where they have to win the title, because they can't win it up front. So they have to win it in defense.
Yeah, I think you're perfect there, because we have injuries at the back, and we've had 10 in the recent days saying that he's not coming back based on what they've discussed with the club. So I think it's an issue. I think that's where we need to look into in January. But the issue is, I've been a supporter of Arteta since he came into the job and everything. But right now, I don't trust him so much right now. His decisions are poor, very poor. And I heard you say the same thing on the Forever podcast recently, the decision of not using Smith Rowe when it's needed and stuff like that. So what do you think? Do you see back?
The thing for me is, I still back Mikel Arteta, but the thing for me is that he's made it, it's hard enough Premier League title anyway. It's just difficult winning a Premier League title, right? You got a Man City, now Liverpool back in it. It's just difficult. But for me, the problem he's done, he's made it even harder for himself. He's given himself more problems. The goalkeeper situation, not signing a backup striker to Jesus, a better backup striker, bringing in Havertz, 65 million. These are things you didn't have to do. You've made a hard job even harder. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that for me is where I think your decision making is going to ultimately be your downfall, because you didn't need to make so many decisions that you've made. You didn't have to buy Havertz. You didn't have to bring in David Raya. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So for me,
he's not doing any better than Ramsdale. Recently, maybe.
Really. Yeah, and even recently, it's on par. So for me, the target for me was always be another title race. I don't think he should be judged on winning a title. What he should be judged on is, can you push City again? They have to finish competitive for me. That's the marker for me. If you finish 4 points off the top, okay, that's not the end of the world. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. If you finish 10 points off the top, that's not a title race.
Yeah. Because there's no momentum going to the next season. There's nothing for us to look forward to.
Exactly.
Because I've been disappointed with the fact of the way he's using Smith Rowe at the moment. I think he's the best player on the bench that can do what Advert was brought in to do, and he's not doing his work properly.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Smith Rowe fan, if I'm being honest. I think Smith Rowe is a talent. I think he's a talent, but I think Smith Rowe has something's clearly happening there that's not going well between the manager and the player. I think from what I understand, Smith Rowe had some injury and weight problems. He had some fitness and he wasn't in shape. And the number 8 role, you have to be able to get up and down.
Yeah.
You have to get up and down. And if you can't get up and down for 90 minutes, because number 8 is box to box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you can't physically do that role, then you're done. I mean, I personally was surprised Arsenal didn't sell him in the summer. I thought you could have got 40 mil for Smith Rowe. And it's weird now that you kept him, but now you're not even playing him. So you might as well have sold him and got some money for him. Whereas now, I don't know how much money you get for Smith Rowe, but Smith Rowe is a good player, but I don't think Smith Rowe personally would make the difference, in my opinion.
Fatty, what do you think we should do in this general transfer window?
To be very honest, I don't think realistically, I don't see us getting a striker. I don't think we're getting a striker. So I feel when I save our season, I don't think our season is completely gone. I don't think it's gone. Like I said on our last episode, I think we're still within touching distance of the top. So I feel signing a top central midfielder might raise our level. I really think there are some central midfielders out there that can improve us massively.
I agree.
They maybe make Havertz the number 9 permanently. I don't know, just move Havertz to the forward line. Maybe put Gabriel Jesus off the bench or make him battle on the right-hand side with Saka. Then allow Martinelli and Trossard to battle the left-hand side. Or if Havertz and AD should battle out the number 9 position and maybe sell AD in the summer and get a new striker. But
what do you?
I feel it would be easier this January to get a central midfielder than a striker.
So what do you think? I agree with that actually as well. What do you guys think of Onana?
I think you're right there.
It's not bad actually.
Because I've watched some of his clips and I've watched him in some of the matches. It's good.
Yeah, he's a very good player, but I don't think he will raise our level. No disrespect to him. I think he's a very, very good player. Yes, he's
energetic as well.
Energetic. He wins his duels. He's tall, which is very tall. Yes, he's intimidating, but I don't think he's that guy. I need someone who knows how to score goals. I need someone who can do everything basically, like a Jude Bellingham, for example. Might not be up to the level of Jude Bellingham, but technically sound, has an eye for goal, and has a lot of energy that can go box to box. I need something like a midfielder that can do everything. Someone that will improve us massively. There are not a lot out there, but I think it's going to be easier. I think we have more central midfielders, more top-level central midfielders than strikers. We don't have many strikers in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. The only issue we have with Onana, I think, is going forward. He doesn't have an eye for goal. I think that's the only issue. But when you talk about every other thing in terms of ball control, energy, I think he has it. So I think I'm blending.
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily need lots of goals from your number 8. I think the goals are supposed to come from Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, and Odegaard. Those are the 4 that are meant to provide your goals. I think if you have Onana and because Thomas Partey didn't score lots of goals.
Yeah.
He scored lots of goals.
I think he scored just 3 last season. So
yeah, so I think if you have a midfield of Onana, Rice, and Odegaard, wow.
Yeah.
You've got everything there. Yeah. You've got everything in that midfield.
There's that kind of balance between Onana and Rice. They can switch position during the match.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's that important that Onana doesn't score that many goals. I think what you need from Onana is someone that is a presence in both boxes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what Havertz isn't doing. I think Onana technically actually is better than people think. I think he's physically strong. I think he might have had some injury issues with Everton. He wasn't playing for a while under Dyche. That might have just been a personnel tactical thing. I think he might have been injured. But I think Onana was slotting brilliantly. And also we score lots of goals from set pieces. So I think having someone like with that presence, that size, on corners and free kicks, and also I think he's gettable. You got to think about who's in January, who's gettable.
Yeah.
I think you can throw 45 million at Everton, 50 million at Everton. Yeah. I think you get him.
Before we finish up, you're working, or you have a project with De Bruyne, and I would like you to enlighten us a little bit more, if you can, about it. He's an exciting player, probably the best midfielder.
Kevin De Bruyne is my guy, man. We're doing some work with him in the this year, but last year we did some exciting work with him as well. He's got a tournament that he does called the KDB Cup. It's in Belgium, and the idea is basically it's a youth team cup. So he gets all the top teams, youth teams, to do a competition. It's basically like a really good scouting opportunity for young players. So we have I think they have 20 teams, and it's like Real Madrid's youth team, Man City's youth team. I think this was the first year that they had a team from Africa. So I think there was a South African team that were there. They have a couple of South American teams. Bayern Munich's youth team is there. It's basically you just see the talent.
So is there any way is there any form of registration for it?
Well, you want to play?
No, not me. But we can get we can get youth players from young kids to get involved, I think.
To be honest, I don't know how they kind of decide on the teams. I think they reach out to particular teams. I don't actually know that side of things. But I think this year they're hoping to have a team from America for the first time. And it's just one big, massive tournament to find out who the best youth team in the world. I think after... I think there's a FIFA tournament, but I think after that, this is the biggest and best youth club tournament in the world.
Listen,
and people get signed from it. So off the back of it, you may get a contract from someone. Do you know what I mean? You may get poached. All the scouts in the world from all the teams go and watch, and it's just fun for the young people because they get to just you got Barcelona under 16s playing. I don't know, Libertadores under 16, and you got Man City's under 16s playing Real Madrid. You know what I mean? It's just insane. It's
connection.
Really good. Yeah, man, it's good fun. It's good fun. So my production company, we're helping promote that event. If people Google it, the KDB Cup is what it's called. It's amazing.
All right.
We've got some more stuff coming this year, but yeah.
So I also want to say a big thank you to your PA, Michelle B. She's really nice.
Yes,
she's legitimately nice. So a huge thank you to her for making this possible again.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you.
No, thanks for having me again. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having
me. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good day.
Love, boys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers.